What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I do not have a recap of yesterday's picks right now because it is currently 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So this video is getting recorded extremely early. I will be out of town from like 5 p.m. today until like 5 p.m. tomorrow. So I will not be home to do videos tomorrow. So I was like, you know what? I'll get these videos out early. Some of the props are already on the board, and I found 6 props I like already for you guys. So hopefully we can sweep. Hopefully we sweep tonight in the next 3 hours when the Wednesday games start. Hopefully we can get that sweep. So I don't know how it went. I'm hoping it's going to be a sweep, but we'll see. I don't have any winning slips to show because the games haven't started, but I do have a free month of VIP that I want to pick from yesterday's video. So if this video gets 250 likes, I will pick a random comment down below to win a free month. So make sure you guys smash the like button, drop a comment. You do have to be subscribed to win. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate all of you, and let's pick our winner from this video. And the winner is going to be Vela, who said, I used your code last week and still haven't got my free month of VIP. All right, Vela or Vea, however you say your name. Sometimes my Instagram DMs don't go through. They go to like a spam folder. So what you need to do is DM me on Discord. Discord is the way to reach me. I don't get a lot of Instagram DMs. Sometimes I check my Instagram DM, it'll have like 130 messages in spam, and I can't go through all those. Discord is the place to message me. I'm sorry for the confusion. Obviously, you'll get your free month. You're not gonna have to like have a week of it off or not. Your free month will start as of the day we put you in. So just send me a message on Discord, Ryan Fantasy Aces. I'll get you added. I'm sorry for the confusion. If anybody else is having any issues with this, just send me a message on Discord and we'll get you taken care of. But anyways, I appreciate you leaving a comment. I appreciate the love and support. Appreciate using our code. And yeah, just send me a message. But if you guys do want to get all of our plays, you can head on over to our WAP. Link to our WAP is down in the description. We would love to have you guys in our VIP. Would love to have you guys a part of our community. If you're not a part of our community, we have a Discord with 16,000 people in it. Join the Discord. It's free to join the Discord. Obviously, VIP is not free. It's cheap, though. $10 a week or $25 for a month. That's less than $1 a day. You get every single play that we post, money lines, parlays, props, anything that we play, you guys will get it. Would love to have you guys in here. Like I said, you can get a free month signing up for any partnered app. Parlay Play, Underdog, Sleeper, Chalkboard, NOVIG, Dabble, and I'm missing something else again. I always miss one, but anyways, better. So if you don't have any of those apps, sign up using our code, make the minimum deposit, and we'll get you guys added. But other than that, guys, let's take a look at the slate that we have tomorrow on Thursday, April 24th, whatever. This is for tomorrow. I'm probably going to say tonight. That way the people who are watching it tomorrow aren't confused. So I'm going to say tonight probably. I know I'm not talking about April 23rd. But anyways, looking at the slate, we have the Knicks versus the Pistons, game 3. We have the Thunder versus the Grizzlies, game 3. And we have the Nuggets versus the Clippers. So I actually like to bet on these games. These games, the odds aren't bad. You got some coin flip games that are going to be competitive. And then you have one game I don't really want to touch. So let's jump into our first game of the day. It's going to be from the Knicks and the Pistons. So we're talking about this right now. Right now, the Knicks are a -110 favorite. You can get Detroit for +103. Obviously, this game is going to be in Detroit. The Pistons are playing at home finally. They won the last game. They beat the Knicks. It wasn't a huge win, or it wasn't a blowout win or anything like that. But the game did stay pretty dang competitive. Now, I will say, Towns had limited minutes his last game. He played 7 minutes per quarter. He played like almost 40 minutes the game before that. So I don't know why Towns' minutes does that sometimes. I don't know if like this is like some Vegas bullcrap to make the Towns, because Towns was like a free square on like 4 apps and he chalked all of them. So I don't know if that's what it's for. If Towns was if that's just the way his minutes are going to be, like every other game he's going to have limited minutes, I don't know. But if Towns plays more, I think obviously the Knicks have a better chance at winning. For me personally, I like the Knicks to win this game, -110 in Detroit. Now, you can take the spread right now, -1.5. I think the Knicks win by 2 points. A 1-point game is hard to achieve, and I think they do win by that 2 points, and that's +103. So that's probably what I'm going to end up playing right here is Knicks -1.5 at plus money. I think that's a good line. Looking at the public bets, majority of bets are on the Knicks. 72% of the money and 52% of the bets. If you look at the spread, 54% and 54% are on the Knicks to cover the spread, and then the over-under. More money is on the under than the over at 214. So I don't like playing over-unders that much. I do like this money line here for the Knicks. And that's going to be the first play of the day. Knicks money line or Knicks -1.5, depending on what you guys want to take. So anyway, jumping into pick number 2, and your boy's tired, man. I feel like I'm out of breath. Like, I have been talking. This is the second video I've done today. The first video was almost a 30-minute long video. Just went to the gym, hour of cardio. I am exhausted. So I know you guys don't care, but if you hear me out of breath, it's not because I'm so out of shape that I can't talk to the mic, but your boy's just tired. So anyways, looking at game 2, we got the Thunder, we got the Grizzlies. This is the game I'm personally going to stay away from. They're playing in Memphis. The Grizzlies got beat by 20 points that last game. They got beat by 50 points the game before. I don't think the Thunder are going to have any trouble beating the Grizzlies tonight. The Grizzlies playing at home. They might keep this game close. If I had to pick one on any of these, I would take OKC minus 8.5. Literally, that's what I would play. I don't think OKC is going to lose a game in this series. If they do, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was like a 4-1 series. But I don't think the Grizzlies are going to beat them. OKC has looked like a powerhouse. They've looked like a powerhouse without Shea even having to pop off. Shea had a 40 PRA his last game, but he has not had to pop off yet. The other team, Holmgren, Hartenstein, all these other players are stepping it up, and they're absolutely obliterating the Grizzlies. So if they get in trouble, Shea steps it up. I think they win regardless, and I like OKC to win this series 4-0. Now, we'll see what happens with that. I'm not going to be betting on this game. So unless the odds change, like I said, it's really early. Who knows what's going to happen? But minus 8.5 would be what I would take on this if I were going to bet on this game. So I'm just going to hit the games again. I'm going to scroll down so we can get this final game in the middle of the screen. Best game on the like out of any of the playoff games so far. This matchup is the best to me personally. So Nuggets versus Clippers. Right now the Clippers are minus 200 favorites, minus 198. I would never play the Clippers minus 198 by itself. If I was going to play it, which I like the Clippers at home. The Clippers just beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets were playing at home. It's a 1-1 series right now. I think the Clippers are going to win this series. Now, I'm a Nuggets fan. I want the Nuggets to win. If the Nuggets went all the way and won everything, I would be happy. But I just don't think that they're any better than the Clippers right now. The Clippers have just been playing so well. I think the Clippers are one of the best teams right now, and I do think they're going to win the series. Now, I don't think this is going to be like a 4-1 series or anything like that. I can see this being like a 4-3 series and it going to Game 7. We'll see what happens, but I do think the Clippers are going to win this game tonight at home. The first game at home, they're going to come ready to play. I probably will sprinkle Clippers money line. That's what I do like. I don't like the odds at minus 198, but if you play that with maybe the Knicks money line, or you could buy some points for the Knicks plus 4.5 or something, you can get a plus money bet with these two, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Or maybe you can play it with OKC minus 2.5 or something and get minus 250 odds and minus 200. Somehow you can make it a plus money bet. That's what I'm going to do with it. I'm throwing in Clippers money line as one of the free picks if you want to take it, because I think the Clippers are going to win. This is obviously a coin flip game. Both teams are really good, and we'll see how it goes. But I like the Clippers in this matchup as our preview of Game 3. So let's go ahead and jump over to our player props. The player props, we got 2 from the all right, I'm going to forget these 3 games. We're going to set this to Thunder, Knicks, Nuggets. So only props from these 3 games from Thursday. So I got 1 prop from the Knicks Pistons, 1 from Thunder Grizzlies, and I've got 2 from the Nuggets and the Clippers, 1 from each team that I like. So let's take a look at these props. We're going to go in order. We're going to start with the Knicks and the Pistons. The first play that I like from the Knicks is going to be for our man Brunson. I'm taking Jalen Brunson. I'm taking him over points. Now, I will say this line, the line that I want, is not currently on the board. So Brunson is 28.5 is the original line right now. You can get him down to 24.5 on some apps like Parlay Play. So I'm going to pull Brunson up real quick. Let's take a look at these numbers. So they have his points, 28.5 down to 24.5. 24.5 I like a lot. 28.5 I think is getting close to that pushing it territory. Now Brunson has popped off his last few games. You can see his last 3 games. He's had 27, 34, 37. 34 and 37 is 2 playoff games so far. So I think Brunson's going to have another good game, but 30 is pushing it, especially when I think Cat's going to be more involved in this game tonight. So I'm not going to take Brunson over the 28.5. What I want to take him at is either 26.5. I'd probably take 27.5, and I know it's only a 1-point difference. It's not huge, but I don't like getting hooked. At 28, I feel like the even numbers is easier to hook than like 24.5 or something like that. Anyway, but I do like 26.5 for Brunson if we can lock him in, and I know I said 24.5. Both of them are even. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But anyways, I think 26.5 is a good line. I'm going to lock in there when it gets posted because it should be here on the board. It'll probably be around a 1.5x, 1.52x, something like that. So at 1.5-ish x, I would lock it in. If you want to risk it for 29 points, Brunson might drop 30 again tonight. Brunson's been killing it. If you look at him versus Detroit, he has a history of playing really, really well versus Detroit. From the games this season, right here, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games this season. He has dropped over 30 points per game every game this season versus Detroit, except for that game back on April 10th where he played 29 minutes instead of his original 40. He just played 44 minutes his last game. If this game stays competitive, which it should, especially in Detroit, Brunson's cashing this line, and I like it a lot. If you go to away games, he's missed one of the 2 games this season that was away. He had 36 points that one game, and then he had 15 that second game. But regardless, I like Brunson tonight to get at least 27, 28 points. I think he's probably going to drop 30. If you want to risk it there, you can. Looking at Detroit's point defense, they give up 14th in the league in points allowed. If you go to the point guard position, 23rd, shooting guard is 6th. So they give up a lot of stats to the point guard, bottom 10 defense. And Brunson should have another good game here tonight. So let's pull it up over here on Props Madness. Take a look at the scoring chart of where they were let points. So we have an okay matchup here for Brunson. You can see 22% of his shots are taken under the rim, which is an orange matchup. 28% of his shots, so almost 30% taken in the paint, where they're playing against a bottom 5 defense here in the paint, which is green. You got yellow everywhere else, obviously, but Brunson shoots a third of his shots from behind the three-point line. I expect Brunson to have a good game. I like the look of this with that 28% bottom 5 defense. That is perfect for Brunson. I'm looking at similar players. 79% of similar players have cashed versus Detroit. If you go by position, 53% of guards have cashed versus Detroit. So overall, really, really good matchup. I'm going to see if it's on Predictive. I have not checked Predictive yet. I don't know if they have these lines for tomorrow up already, but we will look, and they do not. So I can't check these lines on Predictive. I'm going to close it out. But I feel like Predictive would probably have him projected to go over as well. So Jalen Brunson points is going to be our first pick of the day, and it's going to be our pick from the Knicks and Pistons. So jumping into game 2, we got the Thunder and the Grizzlies. Let's take a look at our prop for that game. My prop for that game is going to be a different one. It's not going to be Ja Morant. It's not going to be Hartenstein. It's not going to be DeBane. We're taking our man Jaren Jackson Jr. So I'm mixing it up a little bit. I really like this line. So Jaren Jackson Jr., his original point line is 18.5. Buy him down to 17.5. That's what I'm going to do. Now, let's take a look at this. We're going to look at the payout real quick. So 17.5, you get a 1.6x payout here. It's 1.8x over 18.5 if you want to take it there. I may end up playing it there as well. I haven't locked into this slip yet, but I may play it at 18.5. But I'm going to say take the 17.5 to be safe. You can see there's been 2 games where he's hit 18 on the dot. So looking at Jaren Jackson Jr., he is averaging 16 field goal attempts per game. The last 2 games versus OKC, he had 17 and 13 field goal attempts. He shot 60% his last game. He shot 15% the game before that. So he just dropped 26 points. If you look at it versus OKC head-to-head, he's cashed 4 of 8. If you look at this season, he has 5 games this season. He's cashed 3 of 5. He had 26 and 27 points in 2 of those games. I expect him to have another good game. He's cashed at 7 of his last 10, 65% of his last 20. He's averaging almost 19 points per game over his last 20, and he's averaging right at 19 points per game over his last 10. I expect another 18-point game from Jaren Jackson Jr. Obviously, they've got beat twice now. It's 2-0 series. They are playing in Memphis tonight, so our man Jaren Jackson gets to play at home. I think he's going to have a good game. I think they're going to need him tonight, and I think Morant can't do it all himself. Morant shot horribly. I know he scored 23 points, but his field goal percentage was really, really bad. He was like 3 for 12 at the beginning of the game, so he struggled last game. Jaren Jackson Jr. stepped it up. They kept the game a lot closer than they did the game before. I expect this one to be somewhere around the 10 to 15 point loss, in my opinion. I think they don't cover the spread, but I do think Jaren Jackson gets somewhere around 20 points tonight, and I like this line. So looking at OKC's bottom 5 defense in terms of points allowed, to go to center it's 3rd, power forward it's 6th. So let's go ahead and look it up on Props Madness. Jaren Jackson Jr., you got a rough matchup playing against one of the best defenses in the league. Obviously, you're going to have an ugly matchup. He shoots 43% of his shots in the paint, which is middle of the pack yellow, so that's not as bad. The rest of it does look pretty ugly. Most players don't cash. 47% have cash versus the Thunder. And then by position, 67% of centers / power forwards have cashed versus the Thunder. So it's a good matchup in terms of hit rate from other players. I think Jaren Jackson gets it tonight, and I like this line. So I'm locking him in over 17.5 points, possibly 18.5 if you want to take the higher payout on that play. So jumping into pick number 3, we're jumping into the final game of the slate, the Nuggets versus the Clippers. Like I said, I have 2 picks from this game, 1 from each team, and I really like these picks. So let's jump into our first one. The first one of the day is going to be for our man Zubac. I'm taking him over points, rebounds, and assists. Now, I bought this line down. So I bought it down to 29.5. This is going to be one of the safest plays that I've taken on the slate. The rest of them are really close to the original line. This one I bought down by 3. So Zubac has killed this line in his last 10. He's averaging 37 PRA over his last 10. He's cashed 80% of those games. He's cashed 70% of his last 20. Then head-to-head, he's cashed 6 of 10 games. So if you look this season, starts here. He's cashed 4 of 6 games this season versus the Nuggets. He just had 36 and 32 in the 2 playoff games so far versus the Nuggets. I expect another good game. Kawhi Leonard had a pop-off game last game, shooting 80% and hitting 5 from 5 3-pointers. That's what helped him win. Zubac is going to have to step it up tonight. I don't think Kawhi is shooting 80%. You can't expect another 40-point game. I expect Kawhi to get anywhere from 25 to 30 points if I had to guess. And I think Zubac is going to get more, is going to have a better offensive game this game than he did the last one. I can see Zubac scoring 20. We'll see what happens. I like his PRA, 29.5. His points line, we can take a look at that too if you want. His points line set to 17.5. I can see him dropping 20 points tonight. I think Zubac's having a good game. I like it. The first game at home, I think he's going to step it up. And if you look at Denver's PRA defense, they have one of the worst points defense, almost the worst assist defense. They do have a decent rebounding defense. If you go to center, not quite though. They have almost a bottom 10 rebound, bottom 10 assist, and bottom 10 points. So give up a lot of stats to the center position. Zubac's already had 2 really good games versus Denver. I expect him to keep it up tonight. And 29.5 is just too low in my opinion. So let's pull it up on Props Madness. Zubac. And let's take a look at this shot chart. So it looks really good. Zubac shoots 60% of his shots under the goal, which he has a yellow matchup. He shoots the other 38%, so 98% of his shots are going to be in the paint. He has a bottom 5 matchup in the paint, given it where the Nuggets give up 38%, or he shoots 38% of his shots. Sheesh, I'm struggling. But anyway, great matchup in my book on this play. Looking at similar players versus the Nuggets, 64% of cashed. If you look at centers, 40% of centers have cashed. So that doesn't look quite as good, but you're also looking at Zach Eddy's, Vucevic. You got some players like Sabonis and Sengun who should cash their points. But overall, I like Zubac in this one. He missed his last game. He's missed his points prop. This is going directly off the points prop, just so you know. It's not PRA. But regardless, I think he has a good game tonight, and I'm taking him over 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists as our third pick of the day. Let's pull him up on Parlay Play. Code Fantasy Aces on Parlay Play will get you a free month of VIP as well. And did they take Zubac off the board? I swear it just showed his picture. All right, so Zubac was on the board. It's like a 1.4x for this play, so it's not going to be a great payout. He will be on the board. He was just on the board, I promise. So it's unlucky he got removed. He probably will come back, so just play him if you want. I don't know why I did that. Oops. But Zubac, 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists, pick number 3. Jumping into our final play for the player props. This is going to be from the Nugget side of things. He cashed me out last game. I'm running it back with our man Jamal Murray. I'm taking his points. So I'm playing a lot of points props right now, 3-point props, which I usually don't do. I'm playing Jamal Murray, 19.5 points. So if you want to buy it down lower, you can. I like this at 17.5 as well. He's cashed 6 of his last 10, 55% of his last 20. He's cashed at 54% on the season. If you look at him head-to-head, Murray has popped off versus the Clippers all season long. They have 5 games this season, or 6 games this season, and he has cashed in 5 of those 6 games. He hooked one game by 1 bucket. Looking at his field goal attempts, he's averaging 16 field goal attempts per game. He's had 20 and 17 the first 2 games of this series so far. So he's shooting a lot of buckets. He shot 53% his last game. He shoots 6 field goal attempts, or 6 3-point attempts. He had 8 his last game, 7 the game before that. Field goals, or free throws, I mean. Sheesh, bro, I'm struggling big time. But free throws, he had 5 the first game. He only had 1 last game. So he had 23 points his last game with only 1 free throw, and he's averaging 4 on the season. So I expect him to get at least 3 or 4 free throws this game. I expect him to drop at least 20 points. And I like this matchup for our man Jamal Murray a lot. So looking at Clippers points defense, one of the best defenses in the league. The point guard, it goes to third. Shooting guard is third. So it doesn't get any better in terms of to the guard position. It is going to be a tough defensive matchup for our man Jamal Murray. If you pull it up on Props Madness, he has a rough matchup. Orange and yellow everywhere. But even though the scoring chart looks like this, if you look at similar players versus the Clippers, 73% have cashed. LaVine, McCollum, LaVine, Keontae George, LaVine again, Murray. Lots of players have cashed. 11 of the last 15 have. Similar guards and point guards versus the Clippers, 60% have cashed by position. So overall, I like the way that looks. I like the matchup in terms of head-to-head data for our man Jamal Murray. Now let's take a look at the payout on this play. Jamal Murray, 19.5 points. You got almost a regular payout, 1.66x. If you want to buy him down to 17.5, obviously it's going to be a lot safer. He'll have a 100% hit rate head-to-head if you go to 17.5. But regardless, I still like this play at 19.5 for our man Murray. I think he gets 20 points, and he's been stepping it up. And I like this play in a competitive game on the road versus the Clippers. So that is going to be our final play of the day. I will check and see if Zubot's back on the board. So Zubot is back. PRA 29.5. It's a 1.3x, so it did get bumped down slightly. It looks like his line went from 32.5 to 33.5, which sucks. But you can still get him on parlay play. So these are our plays, guys. Let's take a recap. Brunson over 26.5. I'm not playing the 28.5. If you want, you can. 26.5 is what I'm going to look for. Maybe 27.5. Jaren Jackson Jr. 17.5 points. Jamal Murray 19.5 points, or you can buy him down to 17.5, which I like more. Then we got Zubac 29.5 PRA. Lock in these plays if you like them. Fade them if you don't. Don't play them in a 4-man. Play them in like some type of 2-man parlays. You can 4-man them if you want. We'll see. Hopefully we sweep. Looking at the other games, we'll do a recap of our money lines. So money lines for today, or for the 24th. I'm taking Knicks money line or Knicks minus 1.5. And then I'm taking Clippers money line to pair with it. So once again, you guys lock them in if you like them, fade them if you don't. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you cash all your slips. And I will see you in tomorrow's video, or in 2 days once we cash out. Hopefully back-to-back sweeps. That would be awesome. And yeah, hope y'all have an awesome one.